Also breaking tonight, the Nebraska State Penitentiary is dealing with another water pipe burst. You may remember back in November, a broken pipe put a housing unit out of commission for up to 2 years, moving almost 150 inmates. Today's pipe burst impacted 4 housing units and more than 600 inmates. What exactly caused the pipe to burst still is not known at this hour. Contractors arrived at the facility earlier today and have started work to make repairs. They're hoping to have water restored by tomorrow. In the meantime, portable restrooms and bottled water have been brought in for the affected inmates.